Hey guys, welcome to another video of mine. This time we wanted to do something a little different, right? So I went on social media and asked all of our viewers to send us some tax related questions so that we could create some valuable content for everyone out there, right? And the first one that we got was a really good one from Gustavo Torres, who said, Fabrice, what's up with the new W-4? Shout out to Gustavo for sending this question because a ton of people are trying to get that information. Just like another one of our viewers, Lena, who sent a similar question. So she added, how do I choose the number of exemptions? Help with the new W-4 form. All right, so we're going to get into all of this, guys. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Fabrice Matan, owner of a tax and accounting company called Simplify My Numbers. I'm an accountant with 10 plus years of experience, and my passion is to help business owners and professionals keep more of their hard-earned income through tax and accounting strategies. So guys, first of all, the W-4 form is the form that you fill out and sign whenever you start a new job to let your company know how much taxes to withhold from your paychecks. With that said, if you're not starting a new job this year, you don't necessarily have to go and fill out a new W-4 form unless you believe that your paychecks should be taxed differently, in which case you definitely want to continue to watch this video until the end. So I don't know if you ever heard of people say that if you're getting a big tax refund, it probably means you gave the government an interest-free loan and they're just giving you your money back, right? And so this form was created to be as accurate as possible and as close as possible to what will be done on your tax return, because we're trying to get in a situation where you don't need to owe more taxes or nothing will be owed back to you. So in the past, you used to claim a certain number of allowances and then your company would go back to hold taxes on your checks based on that number, right? But now you get to do something similar, but very differently. So let's go ahead and look at the actual form so that it makes more sense, right? So step one is pretty straightforward because it's just your personal information. And you also get to let them know if you single, head of household, or married filing jointly, right? But step two is only applicable to you if you're married filing jointly and your spouse also has a second job, or if you're single and you have more than one job. So this is an important new addition because the form is trying to take into account your situation as a whole so that one job doesn't withhold too little taxes out of your check. So to give you an example, say for example you have 5 jobs. Now I know that's extreme, that's very extreme, but just for the sake of this example, right? You have 5 jobs and each job is making you $20,000 a year. That means that as a whole, you're really making $100,000 a year, which puts you in a different tax bracket. But if job number 1 is not aware of that, then they end up withholding taxes out of your check as if you only make $20,000 a year, because that's the only job that they know about, right? So this particular section allows you to withhold a little bit more, taking into account everything that you have going on, whether it's you and your spouse working 2 different jobs or whether it's yourself working 2 or multiple jobs. Same mechanism goes for married filing jointly, right? You can use this particular section to determine how much more they need to withhold on your paychecks, right? Now, the first step to be able to do that, the first option that you have is to go on a link on the IRS website that would allow you to go through a series of questions that would then determine what that extra amount should be. And we're going to put the link down below so that you can go ahead and do that for yourself. Or there's another way to do this that's a little bit simpler, I would say. So if you go on pages 3 and 4 of the W-4 form, you will find a table that will help you determine that extra amount that needs to be withheld from your paychecks based on how much you make and how much your spouses make if you're married filing jointly, or the 2 jobs that you have if you're single, right? Now, if you're like, Fabrice, you know what, this is too complicated for me, that's all right. There's a third option where you can simply check a box if you and your spouse are making similar wages, or if the 2 jobs that you have are making, almost the same amount, right? And that kind of allows you to let them withhold the maximum amount that they can based on your particular situation. Now, you remember how people used to say, I claim 1, I claim 2, right? And when you claim 0, they basically withhold the maximum amount of taxes out of your checks based on your situation. That's a similar concept there, right? They're going to withhold as much as possible based on what your particular situation is, right? Whether it's 2 jobs or, a spouse that has another job. Now, if you actually use the steps on pages 3 and 4 to calculate the additional amount you need to withhold from your checks, then you have to put that number back on page 3, line 1 of step 2B. And then include on line 4 the number of pay periods in the year based on how you get paid. So for example, 26 pay periods if you're getting paid bi-weekly, or 52 pay periods if you're getting paid weekly. Like for example, most construction workers, for example, right? And then divide that amount you originally computed by the number of pay periods to see the extra amount that you will need to enter back on the first page under step 4C, extra withholding. Now, to the fun part. Back on page 1, step 3 is where they want to know about your exemptions, sort of, right? They want to basically see the credits that we need to give you based on the number of children that you have or the number of dependents. And so you get to have $2,000 for every child, right? And so if you have 3 kids, you get to put $6,000 there. And then if you have dependents, you get $500 per dependent. So if you have 10 dependents, you get $5,000, for example. But if you're making more than $200,000 single or $400,000 married filing jointly, those rules will apply differently to you. You may not be able to get that exemption, and so that we'll have to do another video on that particular section as well. And I know some of you guys are out there saying, Fabrice, I'm not making that much money, so you can go ahead and move along. Let's go ahead and do that. And still on page 1, step 4, that's where they want to know if you have any additional income that should be taxed that is not necessarily being taxed, right? So for example, if you're an independent contractor or somewhere else, you're getting a 1099 with your full income, no taxes taken out, you can add those numbers there to adjust the amount of taxes that are being taken out. Or for example, if you're getting dividends from a company, you can do that there as well. On the very next line, you're going to have the option to include your itemized deductions. So let's say that, for example, you expect that your itemized deductions are going to be higher than your standard deduction, which today, I don't see that happen very often anymore because the standard deduction is so high. So that's it for you guys today. I hope this helps. Please make sure to continue to send your questions our way. We're going to continue to try to make videos like this to help as many people as possible. And if you want to send those questions directly to me, my personal email is fabrice@simplifymynumbers.com. And that's FABRICE@simplifymynumbers.com. You can also go on our social media pages and just send your message there, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, and we'll make sure to get back to you. If not directly as a response, then we'll make sure to have a video if we think that is something that can help more people out there. All right? See you guys on the next video.